Cynthia. You eventually met up with Kenya after the cookie lady ambush, right?
I ended up having dinner at Kenya's house. Can I say a prayer really quick?
Yes, I was going to ask you.
I hope Brooklyn's saying dear Lord, pardon me for smelling like asphalt, honey, as my good friend threw me way under the bus last week, but we're going to get to all of that, Lord Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
You are not talking to the Lord. Okay, we're going to scratch that. Go ahead.
You know, we talked about it, but we didn't talk for a while right after the cookie disaster.
Mm-hmm.
What is up, y'all? It's your girl Brand New, and I'm back in the building. This time, honey, I am back because I had a few comments I wanted to make on the whole Kenya and Cynthia and the cookie lady situation. I'm going to let this audio play out, and I will be in and out with my commentary.
Because I was really pissed off.
Yeah.
I was pissed off, because she brought the lady in the first place, which I just thought was just wrong. I do not think she would have appreciated that had it been done to her.
Why did the lady even accept?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why would she even accept it? But anyway, and then I also was pissed off because Kenya knows that when we met this lady, when she gave us this information, she was in a great space with Tanya.
So you know your boy, Paul?
Yes.
Tanya's husband.
So it was only when she wasn't in a great space, she tried to take that information and make it seem, you know, worse than what it was.
Yeah.
And I felt like
That was
she
whack.
tried to play me in the middle of that because I didn't have a dog in the fight.
Yeah.
I could care less. They seem happy, I'm happy for them. And even after she told me that information, Tanya and Paul, I did nothing to go say, hey, come on over to Lake Bailey. Come on over to the Bailey Q. Let's keep this thing going. No. And I felt like she really tried to make it seem like we brought this lady to the meeting and we decided we were going to do this, and that was not the case. And Kenya knows good and goddamn well that is the situation, and so does the cookie lady who told you at the meeting. Because the first thing I said, and let's be very clear.
Very clear.
All this shit is getting ready to go down. Cookie lady, did I know you were coming here today? What did her mouth say?
Nope.
Cookie lady, do I have anything to do with this? What did she say?
Nope.
Have I ever at any point circled back, asked you anything about this whole conversation? What did she say?
No, but I'm gorgeous.
She did say she was gorgeous.
What did you think of that?
But she's a very nice looking lady.
She's a very pretty lady.
Right.
Shit, I don't know what the hell these women is looking at, but cookie lady, she ain't got no ass, she ain't got no titties, her face is just like the rest of these ashy ass bitches out in the world. She ain't all that pretty to me, but that is my opinion, honey, okay? And I don't like women like that gotta keep announcing that they're pretty and they're beautiful. Bitch, if we see it, we will comment for ourselves, okay? You don't have to keep telling us nothing. Cynthia, your hands are not clean. This is exactly what I be talking about when it comes to Cynthia. And Cynthia is cool with Kenya and Nene. It's very obvious what Kenya's issues are. Okay, I address them all the time. It's very obvious what Nene's issues are. Y'all know I do like Nene, but she has some flaws as well. Okay? And I don't really care for people like Cynthia because what they tend to do is they're very sneaky and they will align themselves with these outspoken personalities like a Kenya or a Nene, and they will have them take the fall for everything. Meanwhile, they over here doing some sneaky shit. Now, Cynthia is saying her hands is not clean. No, her hands are clean because she didn't invite Cookie Lady to the situation with Tanya, and Kenya, I dragged her for that. Kenya was all the way wrong. But Cynthia, why was this lady at your engagement party? Are you cool with this lady? Like, we need more information to why she was invited to all these different events of yours. If this lady gave you information on Tanya, which is somebody that you are cool with, so you had something to do with this situation. And like Nene always say, Cynthia likes to act really innocent, and I know people, you all, that act like this, and it's very annoying because they don't own their part in these type of situations.
Look, her thing with Tanya, you know, that's their thing. I'm not trying to be in the middle of it. Don't try to make it seem like because you.
And my issue with what she just said is you sitting up here saying, oh, well, I don't want to be in the middle of her issue with Tanya and their thing. It ain't no there. Tanya doesn't have an issue with Kenya. She probably does now because Kenya invited that cookie lady at that table and tried to give her some stupid information about her man. Okay, so she probably got an issue with Kenya now, but Kenya is the person that has the issue more or less with Tanya.
Pissed off at this girl now. All of a sudden, you get ready to bring me into it. That's not cool.
So Cynthia seems to believe that you threw her under the bus. Why do you think she took it that way?
Cynthia was irritated with me, not because I brought the cookie lady. She was irritated because she didn't want to seem as though she had anything to do with it. So she wanted to stay looking as though her hands were clean.
What did I just tell y'all? And Kenya, y'all know I don't like Kenya all like that, but Kenya is aware of the stuff that Cynthia be doing, the same stuff that Nene talks about, that Nene is aware of, that that Cynthia be doing. Kenya is aware of the stuff that Cynthia does as well.
When in fact she did have some cookie dough on it.
See?
Just saying. The cookie dough that was on Cynthia's hands was the fact that she invited this cookie lady to my event. So if she wasn't trying to be messy, why did you invite the lady? So stop trying to make me seem like I'm a villain and I was, poking at Tanya.
What did I tell y'all?
I don't know Tanya like that. I don't care about Tanya's relationship like that. And quite honestly,
well, bitch, that's a lie, because if you didn't care about Tanya's relationship, you wouldn't have felt the need to invite this plain Jane cookie lady to this table so y'all could spill the beans on what Paul was trying to say to her, okay?
honestly, listen, I had never had any intent to tell her. The woman came on national TV and said what she had to say. So at some point she would find out.
She was gonna find out.
She was gonna find out.
But you can't.
Candy, shut your ass up. You just Kenya then came back to the show. Now you all up sniffing her ass, and I'm not here for it.
Put it on Kenya.
Right? How is that on me? If I was trying to blow this thing out of the water, I would have invited the cookie lady to come to my own event. But I did.
And then my issue is, Cynthia, why did you invite her to Kenya's Barbie party? Why? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not making no sense, you all, why Cynthia kept inviting this woman. The lady is not a castmate on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So why the hell would she keep inviting her to their events? I just, somebody was looking to be messy.
Did it? Cynthia did.
Kenya claims that you invited the cookie lady to some of your cast events.
Yes.
Please break
Okay.
down the cookie
All right.
lady situation.
So, people come up to us all the time. Decide in the DMs, emails. Everybody's got tea on everybody. So, all the time. And trust me, I got enough tea to give everybody in the world tea. And I don't ever engage or really bring it to the forefront
Unless
because
you
I
need
kind
to.
of think it's like messy. Honestly, at the time, Tanya wasn't really on the show like that, so I was like, this is not even like, usually like you have to be a peach holder for us to even go into your personal life.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well that's cool tea, but like, why is she telling us? And at the time, we were getting ready to have Brooklyn's party.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, you need to come to the party and tell Tanya.
Messy.
Totally just like a shady moment like we do. No different than when we were at Old Lady Gang and sincerely shows up and says what she needs to say, which was positivity. I was like, okay, but if you wanted to say something, take an opportunity to say it to Tanya. Again, I didn't think a big deal of it at the time. I was like, okay, so, but if you want...
Do y'all see how she's trying to clear up her hands? Do you see what I'm saying? She's trying to make it look like her intentions are clear and just Kenya on her own is the big bad wolf. No. Kenya was wrong at that table when she was being all nasty to Tanya, and I always drag her for that. But Cynthia, you helped, whether silently, you know what I'm saying? Whether, like you helped with all of this. And now you want to back away from the situation and act like you didn't know what was going on and that wasn't really your intention. No, you're not. Your hands ain't clean either.
If you really want to say something, then just let's put it on the table and see where we can go with it.
Did you end up formally inviting her to Kenya's party?
No, it was always just like a
throwaway.
Like, oh yeah, well you need to come to the party. It was never like, hey,
here's
let me go home
invitation
and send you an evite. Just like in the moment, like, oh, well, you need to be at the party and tell Tanya.
And how do you know it's even true?
You don't.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I didn't know,
That's a good
give
point.
some of my cookies away.
How do you know it's true? Like, how do we know?
I still don't know it's true.
How do we know?
I know
like,
what she said.
They most likely were in the same place at the same time, and they could have very well met.
Eva, you shut your ass up, because you sat right at that table. And what I did not like from Eva and Cynthia, when they sat at that table and Kenya was acting all nasty to Tanya, and neither one of them really had her back. They said a little shit here and there, but they didn't really have Tanya's back like that. And Nene had pointed it out as well. She was like, wow, Tanya, you ain't have no friends sitting at that table, because they let her just read you like that. And it was wrong.
Understand that he had some friends with him, so they might have been in.
Absolutely.
But how do we know that that is even actually true? Even though the lady said it, because Marlo said things.
All I know is she said what she.
What did I tell y'all? Eva's still mad with that whole Marlo situation. And she should. Marlo was talking to somebody, one of her, bridesmaids, and they was talking stuff about Eva and her finances. But something had to be true, Eva, about your financial situation, because it's a part of your damn tagline.
She said, it is what it is. I mean, we talk about cookies and wine, and that's it.
I want to hear.
I think that, when you're angry at people, you say a lot of things in anger. I'm not angry anymore. I've accepted where I am with Nene. So there's no reason for me to throw those kind of words out there about our past friendship and where we are right now.
Okay, that was Cynthia once again backtracking on calling Nene toxic. You all do have a toxic friendship, because like I said before, toxic is when you have to keep falling in and out of friendship with somebody. So there are changes that need to be made to that relationship. Like I said, I can't fully trust Cynthia, you all, because she's always backpedaling and, well, no, I didn't mean it like that. And, like, what is it? Shit, you said it, so own it, Call it what it is. But your relationship with Kenya is toxic as well. Shit, y'all ain't over there the best of friends either. You need to work on that friendship too. Because Kenya ain't did nothing but throw you under the bus since she been back. And one of the little situations, you needed to be thrown under the bus, or we wouldn't have known that you had something to do with the whole cookie lady situation.
What do you think of Cynthia?
Cynthia is a sweet person. I will say that. But Cynthia this season, I actually got to see the other side. All the seasons, you've always seen the model, the pretty soft girl. All the years of being Nene's friend, I never knew that side of her. And I will say, I miss that.
The pretty soft girl.
I mean, that's what you've always seen until this season. That we've seen. You know the real Cynthia. I didn't know that. Okay. So this season now, when you're looking, it's like, whoa, like, you're mean. You have a mean side, which everyone does. But I will say I do miss the softer side of Cynthia.
Well, a lot of times when you see someone that's really talkative and they ain't gonna bust a grape, you know what I'm saying? And it's always the person that's quiet and sitting back that's doing the most, but people don't really see it like that. And so I thought with our friendship that people always saw me as the one that's doing the most, and I'm not doing okay, and I said Cynthia does a lot that you don't know about, and I said she says a lot that you don't know about. Actually, one day I remember talking to her on the phone in the car with my husband. I had my phone on speaker, and she was like, this, that, and my husband was like, who is that? And I said, that's Cynthia. He said, Cynthia curses? And I was like, that's so crazy. I said, why would you even say that? I said, she curses more than anybody would curse.
I will say.
And I think that people just think.
Damn, Nene wouldn't even let Marlo talk. Nene, shut up. Let Marlo get a word in, girl. Damn.
That she doesn't. do that, and they would put it on me.
No.
You know,
Do y'all hear how Marlo keep trying to chime in and Nene keep cutting her off?
but these girls read the comments. I read the comments sometimes. And I think when people have watched us over the years, they said that Cynthia was my lapdog, and they felt like I was not a good friend to her for whatever reason, however they see it on the show. And I think she just bought into that and used words that she knew that the fans would be like, that's right, you know. So I felt like she just kind of like just did that.
And I feel like what Nene says has some truth in it. Like I stated before, the beginning of their friendship, especially Cynthia came on season 3. So about season 3, 4, 5, until like season 6, I started to see some of Cynthia's behavior, especially when she tried to confront Nene about a situation that they had already confronted when they was out of town. I think it was a whole Nene called Peter a bitch thing. She said he was acting like a bitch. And, you know, I didn't have an issue with her confronting Nene about that because that is her husband. But you can't confront things. You can't confront your friend about something and then y'all work it out and you out traveling and partying with them, and then when you get to the damn reunion, and that's exactly what she did. That's what I told y'all. She's always backtracking and stuff like that. Once she got to that reunion, she got re-upset with Nene. She's mad all over again. And, well, people was telling me I should. Like, bitch, you don't have your own damn brain? Like, what happened to y'all already worked the situation out? Why are you letting the viewers and all these outside influences come in between your, you know, relationship with Nene? So I saw Cynthia pretty much for who she was season 6. I do like Cynthia. I think she could be sweet and classy. And, you know, she definitely has her good traits. And, you know, like some of the women on here. But she also has her bad traits, too. You just really have to pay attention to the things that she does. Okay, you really have to pay attention with her. With a Nene or a Kenya, it's kind of obvious. You know, you could call them out on what they do. It's pretty obvious, and they're pretty upfront with their stuff, especially Nene, in my opinion. But with Cynthia, you gotta really be like paying attention. So I got a few clips from Watch What Happens Live that I want to play out where Kenya was on there this past Sunday, and she made a comment about Nene and Cynthia reconciling. So let's get into what she said.
That was a good one.
That was great. Were you happy to see the two of them reunite?
I think if it's what they wanted, sure, absolutely.
Bitch, please, your jealous ass. She don't want them to be cool. She wants to be the reason that they are not cool. And also, you could go back to season 6, I believe, at that reunion. Yeah, because season 7, Cynthia and Nene wasn't cool at all, really. They were like enemies. But season 6, at that reunion, Kenya and Cynthia was sitting right by each other. Okay? They were sitting right by each other, and she kept on instigating and throwing in her comments and shit. And girl, them women have been cool for years. Not with an S, with a Z. Years. Okay? So you can't be coming in and twirling on in, and you ain't put no work in, and, you know, like, I don't know, you guys. I just feel like Kenya is constantly inserting herself into the Nene and Cynthia storyline, and you have nothing to do with their friendship.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't hear an equality in that relationship. And
bitch, shut up. Who is this? She's from Shides of Sunset, a show that I don't watch.
There can't be an inequality where one person has a double standard against the other.
Okay.
I know a little.
Do you know them like that, lady?
Thing about that, and I'm not with that. So, you know,
Can't be one-sided.
Right. It's bilateral, or it's not a real friendship.
Okay.
Shut up, Kenya. You wrecked Cynthia's proposal. You know, You don't want them to make up. Let's just move on. We know why.
Anyway, Nene tweeted in a question for you.
Oh, really? So she's a fan now?
Yeah, she's a fan.
Okay.
She wants to know why you're doing press saying Bravo's phasing her out. She said, it's not true. She's great.
Oh, well, then I guess she would need to ask Bravo why they're cutting her out of many episodes to see.
Y'all hear Kenya with that bullshit? This is the lady, okay, that was, 9 months pregnant when she came to Cynthia's party for her little wine cooler at her wine cellar, whatever the hell she had. But she was very pregnant when she came because she was desperate to get her ass back on this show. And what a difference a whole year makes. You know, you were just begging to get back on. You was tweeting and all on Instagram, you know, talking about the show when you wasn't even on the show, talking about stuff about your baby when you wasn't even on the show. She made sure to do it, you guys, on Sundays. So she wants to phase Nene out of the show. I do think it's very weird that Nene has not been in all of the episodes. I myself did take a look at that, but Andy is denying that, but, you know, let him do what he do. Nene has stated on her channel that she, you know, still gets the same amount of money whether she's in an episode or not. So I don't know really how that goes, you guys. It does look suspect, but it also is interesting how Kenya is so giddy, you know, with the whole thing of Nene, you know, may be phased out of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Girl, will never be your show because you just now getting married. Now that we on season 15, you just now having a baby at 50. Nene already had those things. She was Real Housewives of Atlanta, and honey, she still is, and she is the reason why most of you whores have a job, okay? She is the reason, so y'all should be bowing down to the queen. That is just my opinion.
Well, I mean,
I'm not the one behind the editing, you know, I'm not the one doing the editing and figuring out the show.
Okay, but you're saying that she's being phased out.
Well, I think she is. That's not...
See, now she's trying to backtrack because she's in front of her boss. But you was talking a lot of little nasty stuff about Nene and how she need to get off the show. She's too old. Who's going to hire a 50-year-old? This is the same bitch that just, what is you, 49, 50? I think you just had a birthday. You are 50, Kenya. Is your baby even 1 year old? I would not want you as a mother. You're going to be old as hell when Brooklyn is a teenager, you know? So... girl, you got a lot of nerve trying to age shame anybody.
Something that I can absolutely say.
And a lot of y'all will say, oh, well, she's so pretty. And I don't give a damn how she looks. She don't even look as good to me as Vanessa Williams. That's my opinion. That's the only Miss America, honey, I would ever recognize. Okay, well, that wasn't Kenya. Kenya was what? Miss USA. That's completely different. But who cares? So long ago, honey. Is it even in the search engines? Did my girl Portia say that? She said, is it even in the search engines? It was so long and so old. Okay.
I mean, if you're being cut out of episodes, I mean, what do you clearly feel? The sign is you're not as
but
important.
I don't think she's being cut out of episodes.
Oh, she said, clearly you're not as important as you think you are. And like I said, y'all, it's just funny. She had to beg, you know, to get back on the show. They actually had to use Nene, okay, to get Kenya back on the show. That's why Cynthia did not tell her that Kenya was coming to that party. So, do you see what I'm saying? Like, bitch, don't bite the hand that feeds you, okay? You were salty. You was telling your fans that you was coming back for season 11. You didn't end up coming back. And she said, oh, I was asked back. You was asked back they wanted you to be a friend of the show. You was about to get that friend money, and you didn't want to deal with that. So, that's why you didn't come back on the show. So, Miss Twirl, honey, she is always with all these lies. I can't get with it, you all.
Episodes because I think everything that was shot with Nene is in the show.
Wow.
We're not cutting anything out.
Are you
well,
saying
you
she
may not
wasn't
be
around Are you saying she wasn't
I'm saying
fair?
everything that...
Who is this lady on the show? I don't like her. She's from Shy of the Sunset, you all. Y'all tell me if you know something about her. I don't like her. She just comes off as being very disingenuous. And Andy was asking her questions, honey. She could even answer the damn questions. But yet she wants to chime in when Andy get to talking to Kenya. I don't know what this heifer name is.
Everything that we shot with it, there's nothing that's been left out.
Yeah. Because I was on maternity leave, so maybe she wasn't there. She was doing something else.
Well, all right. Coming up, more with Kenya and MJ. Plus, we have a sneak.
Oh, her name is MJ, you all. That's her name. I don't like her. Very annoying. Okay? Very, very annoying. Y'all get down in them comments. Let me know how you feel about all of this. Do you feel like Bravo is trying to phase Nene off of Real Housewives of Atlanta? Do you believe Andy? Andy says that none of the rumors that are going around is true. I also do like how Andy checked Kenya. I'm like, checkmate. Finally, check her ass. She's been speaking all out of turn on all these type of situations for so long, honey. She done forgot where she came from, honey. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, Brand New, and I will check you guys out later.